All right, so we're starting a generator test here. We have a 196cc model 168F diesel engine. We're going to do a little dyno run and multi-fuel test here. We're going to test diesel fuel, vegetable oil, olive oil, used motor oil, and regular motor oil. And we're going to see what this thing does with that. Big price. Well, let me get it when I start. Take two. From the first line to the bottom line. Just past the 5-minute mark on the run with number 2 diesel. So far, consumption is about a third gone. Just past the 10-minute mark, and our fuel is at about 2/3. Used up. We just passed the 10-minute mark and our fuel is about 2/3 used up. Ended at 1641.90 at the line of our fuel. We're shutting it down. So what's our final number, Colin?
16 minutes, 41 seconds, and 90 milliseconds.
It's a very beautiful day on the south side of Winthrop, Minnesota. It's 40 degrees out. We're at the Ted Meister shop for this test that Corey has constructed and we're conducting today. He can explain.
So we did this test. We did this heater is drawing 12 amps. So we did the full test. We did this 250 milliliters at 12 amps, and it went for 16.49 seconds.
16 minutes,
Yeah, 16.
41.9 seconds.
That's like 4.21 gallons per hour, or gallons per 4.21 hours per gallon that run that space heater.
At 12 amps.
So now we're gonna run that space heater. We got a Variac here, and we're gonna run this other 1,000 watt load, and we're gonna sneak up on it when it starts to drop down to like 59 hertz. We're gonna call that the maximum current that this thing can produce, and then we're gonna calculate that into horsepower and see what it's producing, and then we'll try this with multiple different fuels. So we're gonna try that.
Starting max load test on number 2 diesel. So using the Variac, we ended up at 19.6 amps before it dropped below 59 hertz.
So 120 volts we were at yet. So 120 times 19.6. So we had 235. What do we have here? We have 2,352 watts. We divide that by 746, we should have the horsepower. So we had 3.15 horsepower.
Getting ready to start the timer on the vegetable oil. We've got the quality great value vegetable oil from the Big W.
You ready? Here we go.
We did clear out the diesel. We drained the diesel, let the engine run on vegetable oil to make sure it was an accurate test. We'll see how long the vegetable oil lasts and compare it to the diesel. We've just passed the 10-minute mark on the vegetable oil, and we're about 40% vegetable oil left in this test. says it smells like French fries.
So 16:53.38 seconds. Whoops.
Very close to the same time.
Power test on the vegetable oil. Volts the whole time, so it actually made a little more power.
So we're pulling the hose off, the fuel hose, where we currently have the vegetable oil, and we're recycling that into a nifty little can here to properly dispose of later. Then we will run that line dry, fill it with our olive oil, which is next in line.
Alright, so we're gonna start our test here with extra virgin olive oil here. My wife is not happy about this test, but we're doing it anyway.
First, we're gonna let it run to make sure if there's any little bit left of vegetable oil that gets burned out, and we'll start the test when it hits the line. Started the test.
Olive oil.
Clean olive oil. We'll check back in at 10 minutes. Just past the 10-minute mark on the olive oil. And about a little over a third left. Well, we just called it on the the olive oil, excuse me.
Gotta hold it down. There you go.
We just called it on the olive oil. 16 minutes, 39.2 seconds. So it ended up to be
compression before we do that. Otherwise the motor run backwards.
So we found out the time per gallon is 4 hours and 20 minutes. We had a 12 amp. Starting the max load test. Just to be sure that everyone out there heard us, we've got some used T6 5W40 that was run in a Volkswagen 2.0 TDI, and that's what's currently in the generator.
10 minutes on the used oil.
Just past the 10-minute mark on the used 5W40, and we're 2/3 used up, about a third left. Please focus, distinct. Oh, we're calling it on the used T6 5W40. Again, this is the used, not new. And she's a little stinky around here.
What?
Max load test on the used diesel.